China's 1.4 billion consumers were once seen as an untapped gold mine for Western brands, with their rising incomes expected to drive growth for companies from Nike to Nestle. Now they're becoming a growing headache as some Chinese shoppers act more and more like an extension of Beijing's political agenda. While sales of some Western brands have plummeted in the past 12 months as Chinese consumers increasingly show their patriotism by buying local labels instead. Now, for more on today's Big Take, we're joined by our consumer reporter, Jinshan Hong in Hong Kong. Jinshan, this is a great story. So first of all, congratulations for really putting this together. But how is rising nationalism causing actually this shift in consumer behavior?
Yeah, so actually we have this exclusive data looking back 4 years of transactional e-commerce platforms in China. And what we learned from it is that a lot of boycotts we have seen the past year, like the March 2021 boycotts against Western brands denouncing the use of Xinjiang cotton, were also actually a situation that actually hurts their performance in the longer term, which we see continuously until 2022. So that's the thing that a lot of analysts didn't anticipate it at the beginning of the crisis, and we are going to continue to see the impact going forward.
So is it just sports, or what about the other products?
Yeah, so actually we look at a lot of different categories. We feature sportswear in the center of the story because they have the most interesting development. Because in the past, Nike and Adidas dominated the sphere for more than 3 years, and suddenly Xinjiang cotton crisis happened, and they are surpassed by Chinese brands like Anta and Li-Ning, which also provide better products nowadays and better marketing targeting Chinese consumers. And on the other hand, we look at categories such as the cosmetics industry. We also look at baby food, soft drinks, and apparel, and we see the same trend across the board that actually more and more consumers are choosing national brands. So that's actually a very interesting phenomenon that we observe, and we didn't actually fully anticipate it at the beginning of our project.
Jinshan, I have to say, I'm absolutely fascinated. Anta Sports, Li-Ning, these are some of the Chinese rivals to some of the Western brands. I don't know whether there's scope for them to also come to Europe. There's a lot of brands that are made in China that sell to billions of consumers that actually we don't have here. Could they expand elsewhere?
Yeah, actually, that's a very good question, because, for example, like Anta, before the pandemic started, they bought a lot of foreign brands like Amer so that they can enter other markets. However, pandemic definitely disrupted their plan, and they are looking to expanding to the international market when China can reconnect with the world when COVID wanes. And on the other hand, we also see a lot of small companies that are just like a few years old abruptly rising to the top of the consumer industry here, and they also have the potential of entering into the wider market. But of course, will they succeed will be a longer question to look.
Yeah.